But let's begin with the Yankees and what's going on here. We're hitting that moment now for both teams where the Yanks are going to go shopping, and they're going to go shopping. Let's be honest. They're going to go shopping. They're going to go shopping for a utility player that can play a couple of positions and hit a little bit. They're going to go shopping for a starting pitcher. You know, whether it's Jimenez, whether it's Ryan Dempster, who has pitched very, very well of late and will be eminently cheap, okay, and has thrown very well of late. Someone like him who's going to be on the block, who's a useful pitcher. I mean, when you realize that after a couple of rocky starts where he wasn't getting along as manager, he's pitched very, very well. He could be a guy who could maybe step in and do some nice things. And the Yankees got some serious decisions to make. I mean, listen, Hughes is never going to get to the point where he is going to make the Yankees think they don't need to go out and get a starting pitcher. Because the idea is to win this thing. And if the idea is to win this thing, you look at it and you see Halladay, Lee, Hamels. You see Lincecum, Kane. You see Beckett, who threw a one-hitter last night in a game that was the most bizarre game ever. 16 innings, 8 hits in the entire game. The Rays had 3 hits over 16 innings. So Beckett doesn't even get credit for a one-hitter last night. Beckett, Lester. And it's all better than CC blank. CC has been so good that right now he's having a season that right now he is as dominant for the Yankees as Guidry was in 78. As any Yankee pitcher we've seen in a long, long time, he has been sensational in his last 12 starts. He has been lights out. He has been just absolute money. He is the Yankee MVP by a mile and a half because when he takes the ball, you know you're going to win the game. Doesn't matter who's going to hit that day. Doesn't matter who's going to throw the ball away that day, which has become a Yankee, basically a part of this team. Who's going to throw the ball away that day? Where's the ball going to land? They should sell that on the game. Where's the Yankee ball going to land tonight? Let's see. We know someone's going to throw one away. It will be an E3. Will it be an E5? Will it be an E2? I mean, we know the ball is getting thrown away. All right? And we know Nunez will be the heavy favorite in the clubhouse to throw it away from wherever he's standing. My God, how many errors can he make? But the Yanks are going to go shopping. And the Mets are going to go selling. Okay? We've reached both points. It's July 18th. These next 12 days are big. The Yanks are going shopping. And they're going shopping. They're not going shopping at Kmart. They're going shopping at Tiffany's if they can. And then maybe if they have to, they'll stop at Nordstrom's. They're not going to Kmart. The Mets, they'd like to be Tiffany's. They do have something of value to sell. And they have plenty of teams. I have been told by someone who should know, six teams are considered to be serious candidates for Beltran services. You know who they are. You know the names. You know the Red Sox are involved. You know the Giants are involved. You've heard the Phillies are involved. I mean, you've heard other teams too. Detroit. Maybe even Texas. There's a lot of teams out there that want Carlos Beltran. Why? Because he's a premium hitter. He's a switch hitter. He's been durable this year, and he's got a history of being a tremendous clutch hitter. He carried a team in the postseason. He had one of the great postseasons in baseball history. That's how he got all his money, is based on a postseason. We all know that. Beltran was a nice player in Kansas City who had probably never lived up to his glorious promise until he got to Houston and went crazy. I mean, when you look at Beltran back in the days when he was a Kansas City, you say, oh, you know what? He can pretty much, he can't do everything. He's a nice player. Quiet, maybe a little quiet. Can't play. He's a nice player. Maybe a little lowercase Bernie Williams is a nice player. That's how you thought of him. Then all of a sudden he goes to Houston and he becomes a slugger. And he hits a zillion home runs in a postseason and gets himself a lot of money. Well, now it's come full circle. And we know he's not staying here. And you know that the right thing to do is to send them packing. The right thing to do right now, if you're the Mets, is to send them all packing if you can. Any one of them should be pretty much right now, with the exception of Ike Davis, who's hurt, with the exception of a couple of the young pitchers, with the exception, and I'm not counting Wright and Reyes, because Reyes is going to finish his season, and then we'll see what happens. He's probably going to leave, and Wright's going to stay put. I'm not talking about that, but if you could get anything for, Isringhausen, you're going to take it. If you could get something for Pagan, you're going to take it. If you could get something for Bay, God forbid, you would take it. If you could get something for any of these guys, you're going to take it. If someone would take Pelfrey off your hand, you'd run to set, you'd get rid of him. You'd basically trade, because Alderson's going to change the face of this team. He's going to make this his team, and this is not his team. And let's be honest, he has a vision for this team. You know he does. I mean, guys like Alderson and Ricciardi and DePodesta did not come here to play with other people's players. All the fun for them is making it about their players. Their whole thing is bringing in their players. That's what they want to do. They want to grow players. They want to build players. They want to trade for players. They want to find players. That's what they are. That's what they do. So they'd love to get rid of as many of these guys as they could. But they're not going to give them away. But let's be honest. The idea of thinking any more about the Mets and the postseason is I mean, listen, it's been nice. When you look at it and realize that they haven't had Johan Santana, how long they've been without Ike Davis and Wright, that Reyes got hurt, that Beltran's even been sick lately, and look at all the injuries and all the things. It's amazing this team ever won 47-47. It really is.